Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany Farney, and I am so excited to have you all join us for BSB Live How to Share Heritage on Social Media During the Holidays. I'm so excited. We have two incredible guests with us today, Mimi Striplin, the founder of The Tiny Tassel, and Cassandra B. Richardson, the co founder of BR Design Co. So we're going to bring them on here. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you both so much for joining us today. We're so excited to talk about the holidays and heritage and being a women-owned business. So why don't we start with each of you telling all of us a little bit more about yourself. So Mimi, why don't you start?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Tiffany. I'm Mimi Striplin, founder of The Tiny Tassel. We make life more joyful, more colorful, and we have a brick and mortar and online boutique based out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Amazing. Thank you, Mimi. And I have been to the store and it is completely pure joy. As you all can see, I am sporting some BR Design Co. earrings. I'm so excited. So Cassandra, please tell me a little bit about yourself and your business.
Hi. Thanks, Tiffany. My sister and I, Carlene Browner, we own BR Design Co., but we started making this jewelry when we were just girls. Carlene was 6 and I was 9 when our mother started letting us help her make the jewelry. So we've been doing this basically our whole lives, but we are also based out of Charleston and we make all handmade clay earrings from polymer clay. But it's just the fun thing to do. It's never been a job. It's always been just creative, stress relief. You can imagine just working with your hands. So we're very proud that we've been able to stay at it this long.
I love that. Isn't it so special that you can turn your passion and your creativity into a business venture?
It has
Of
been a blessing.
So tell me a little bit. So we'll start. Mimi, obviously, you own the Tiny Tassel, and through your shop, you represent other small businesses and amazing jewelry and accessories. So tell me a little bit about how the two of you met each other and how VR Design Co. came to be at the Tiny Tassel.
Yeah, I met Cassandra, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. And
Yeah.
I was just starting out doing markets around Charleston, just getting my face and products in front of anyone I could. And they were there selling their jewelry. And I would look down at their table like, wow, that is my goals. Like, that's my dreams to have a setup like they do. And fast forward, I opened a business a few years after that, and we actually sold their products in the store. It was a space where we uplifted local makers, local artists. And fast forward to now, present day, we still carry BR Design earrings in our flagship store and online. And it is such an amazing, just special brand that we get to have in the store, share their story, share their products, and hopefully create lifelong customers for them.
Oh, it does. I love when people say, "Oh my God, I saw you in the Tiny Tassel," and it's just so great. And we have so many customers in common that I love. I just love that. I do. And I love saying to people online, if you're ever in Charleston, stop in the Tiny Tassel. You can always find us in there if we're not set up somewhere.
It is a go-to, everyone. If you are in Charleston, it is absolutely a
It
go-to.
is the happiest store you will ever enter.
Oh,
It
color.
just is. It really does lift you up when you go in there. You can't be sad in the Tiny Tassel. It's just a very happy place.
It really is. It truly sparks joy.
It does.
Well, tell me a little bit about what it means to the both of you to run a small women-owned business. Cassandra, if you'd like to start.
Well, for me, it's almost part of heritage. As long as I've been alive, I've known my mother as a business person. She had a 9 to 5, but she ran a catering service. She did sewing, custom sewing, drapes. I mean, she always ran a business of some sort. Tax season, she would buckle down and do 200 taxes for people. She never stopped being in business. Our mother did. She's 80 in January, and she still, she's in assisted living, but she's always running something there, teaching someone to crochet or whatever. So for us, it was just in our blood. It's just what we saw growing up is what we did. When Carly and I went off to college, we hung our shingle on our dorm room door with prices. Like everybody put welcome on their whiteboard. We had like hem pants, $5, buttons sewn on $3. Literally that is what we did. As soon as we went off to college, we had a sign on our door for what you can get. And people just knew if you wanted something done, go to room 213. They probably can help you with whatever it is. So it's prideful for me because my daughter has grown up with the same mindset. And it makes us honor our mother, who was her name is Queenie Bee, but she was the queen bee of, getting out there, putting your face out there. And she would give us a little talk every time we walked out the door. She'd be like, we were like 12. You're going in there and just know you have the best thing in the building. No matter what people say or do, you just honor your product. And I mean, that was her pep talk, no matter where we went in to sell. So it was just prideful. I mean, we loved doing it. It's in our spirit. And we, it all came from our mama. She just really taught us to be good Black business women.
Amazing.
She's a marvel at that.
I love that. Truly. It comes from the mama. And how about you,
It
Mimi?
does.
It does. We love our mama.
She was a saleswoman. She was a businesswoman. And I'm serious. I have to tell her all the time now because she's confused that she can't charge the people at the assisted living for things like, no, mama.
I love that. And Mimi, what about you? What does it mean to you to be a woman-owned business?
It means so much to me to be able to share this part of my life and this business that I've grown with the help of now an amazing team of women. And my mom works with us. She designs and makes our clothing. And it's similar to Cassandra and Carlene's story. I feel like entrepreneurship was in my blood and I tried to resist it for a little bit. I tried and quickly realized I was like, what am I doing? Why aren't I selling these things for myself? Why aren't I growing a business that's going to be so much more impactful than just working a job somewhere else? And it's been such an amazing opportunity, like sitting here and answering these questions, it makes me reflect on it. But it's been so amazing to be able to pour into other women on our team, to empower them to feel confident when they come to work, to have a healthy workplace, to be creative, and to share our products that are truly meant to be joyful. Like, we know at the end of the day, we're not selling anything that you need, but we're selling things that make you feel joyful. They make you feel alive. They make you feel happy and youthful and all these things. And we want that to be portrayed through all of our products, through every season, and of course, through our storefront. And it's been so special to be able to welcome people in person and get to share our experience with them.
I love that. It's so powerful. Women supporting women in every way, right? Whether it's through business or personal or life or spirit. It's powerful. Well, I know everyone here is waiting to hear about social media, especially for those of us that are business owners. And there's so many platforms, there's so many new ones coming out, and so many new features to everything. So let's dive into social media. So tell me, what platforms are each of you on, and which ones are you really interacting with your clients through? Mimi, you can share if you'd like to start.
So for the Tiny Tassel, we try to utilize almost every platform, but I say that with caution. You don't have to utilize and run yourself ragged trying to keep up with all these platforms. We do it in a very smart way, I think, where we can utilize our content across the board in different ways. And we try to really target and figure out through Facebook, doing lives like this, where we can connect with customers and find new customers, through Instagram daily, where we're sharing new products, launches, collaborations, all of these cool things that we have to share with our customers. And we also use Pinterest because it's personally my favorite platform. It's such a fun place to be creative and to just like go crazy and create boards and pins. And we also just started out in just revamping, in all transparency, our TikTok, because I was so resistant to that. And I was like, we're not
Many
doing that. And so now we're here, we're facing TikTok, and it's just really cool to see how social media has impacted all of our businesses. And over the last 2 years, especially, it's really changed my life and our business's livelihood too by being able to use these platforms.
Yeah, that's amazing. Talk, that's a big one. I know everyone is, so adverse, and it's like, oh, I know I'm working with someone on TikTok too, but it's such an exciting new venture, right? And sometimes you just have to jump in feet first, eyes closed. How about you,
Well, I have
Cassandra?
not jumped into TikTok.
And that's okay.
Listen, first of all, I will say, although I've been in business my whole life, Mimi has been the best thing for me from a social media standpoint, because I can message her or call her and be like, Mimi, I got to do this and I don't know how to do it. Help me. Or, she is so good she is my resource if I'm lost. But our biggest platform for us is Instagram, which I resisted too, but now I'm comfortable with it. And it has been great for our business. We use Pinterest a lot, and which is good because that's my favorite thing to do personally. So I try to always, do something on Pinterest, but Instagram is probably our biggest. I will say I have only done one reel in my life, and I really didn't do it. My photographer, Zarina did it. And I'm also like, I have a lot to do. And for me, I have to just say, okay, I am going to accept that I'm not a real maker and just do what I do well. I post to Instagram well. I will continue to do that. I have not jumped into TikTok. I don't even have a TikTok account. I promised my daughter, Caitlin, if she wanted to do it, she could do it for our business. But but I am kind of a baby social media person. I can do Instagram with my eyes closed now, but and I always have Mimi to help me with other stuff, but I am just so not comfortable with it. That's probably the best way for me to put it. I'm not.
That's okay.
And now I'm gonna be honest. When you do something, and this is not a conceit, when I do what I do well, I have trouble with things I don't do well.
Yeah, and that's when you bring in someone that does do it well, right? That's when
Yeah, I've been a nurse for 35 years, and I've got that down pat. And I do make jewelry really well after all these years, 40 plus years, but I don't do social media as well. So I stick with what I am good at. And I tell people all the time, I literally have not seen any difference, like any drop in business now that I don't do the reels for Instagram. I think it's part of their new setup. Everybody says you got to do reels.
Reels are very important.
I asked Lord, I said, listen, if I got to do reels, just maintain my business until I get comfortable with that. And I have not seen any kind of decrease in business because I had done one. And I hope that's just, the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
And not, something that's going to change soon. But
absolutely. And I think that's great because that brings up our next kind of conversation point, obviously. So you both are on social platforms and you're using them for your business, but how are you really tying in your heritage into the content that you're posting on social, whether it's imagery, whether it's the captions, whether it's potentially reels? How are you really highlighting that through these social platforms that you're using? Cassandra, do you want to kind of speak to that a little bit?
Well, my business is based on, deep in my heritage with my mother. So I always try to do that. And I think the best way I do it is highlighting other Black-owned women businesses, whether they make the same type of jewelry that I make. I like to post their stories. I just like to be a part of that community of Black-owned women businesses. So I try my best to uplift, especially those jewelry artists that have not, don't have 25,000 followers or more. I always try to lift them up. I try to encourage them by letting their items be shown as well. And not just doing February for Black History Month or Black Business Month. I try to make that a regular feature on our stories, just trying to put other people out there and talk up other businesses, because I know how hard it is in this day and time to get started and get any kind of traction. So I pride myself on being able to talk about other different, especially clay artists, Black clay artists, to get them out there and get their name, show their products as well.
Yeah, that's so powerful. And what about you, Mimi? How are you highlighting your heritage through these social platforms that you're taking advantage of?
We try to, one, just representation by seeing me in our images, and seeing me through our products, and seeing my mom through our clothing, and pulling in her Japanese heritage and my Black and Japanese heritage, and showing that we're able to connect with people, whether they can relate to it or not. They are brought in through our story, and we definitely fall away from it sometimes, because we are here to sell products, and it can be stressful at times where you are just like, all right, we have to put everything aside and sell these products. But then we're like, wait. If we detach from that, then we're losing ourselves in this business. And so it's been really important to me moving forward and going into this holiday season. We want to share more of our heritage. We want to share more of that, what really connected us with our customers in the first place. And we want to be able to welcome those people in who want to learn and want to feel connected.
Yeah, that's so powerful for all of the entrepreneurs and business owners out there. I hope that you're being inspired by, speaking the truth from Mimi and Cassandra. Really, truly, it's so powerful. And you brought up holiday, so that's what this whole conversation is about. Is how do you highlight your heritage during the holidays through social media? Obviously, it's so important to showcase yourself, your heritage, your culture. So why don't we start with, how do you prepare your holiday content before you even start posting? What's your preparation like? Mimi, do you want to kind of start? When do you start? How do you start? I know for some, it may be all the way back in January, February.
Yeah. And this has been an internal struggle, company-wise and personally wise, where when I started this brand, I always said, I don't want to get caught up in the fast pace and having to plan holiday in February when we just got out of the holiday season. And of course, I've tried to resist it, and you can't fully do that. Like, we are running a retail business.
Yes.
So we try to be intentional and start holiday planning, whether that's wrapping up our designs in July. And Cassandra and I both work with an amazing photographer here in Charleston, Serena Singleton White, and she is a Naris Photography. I always have to shout her out wherever.
Yes. Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
She is amazing.
Wonders. And she keeps us in check, and she makes sure that we are shooting our holiday content with enough time to actually have those images back to market these products and to share these launches and connect with our customers, because she understands how important it is. And if we don't have great imagery, we can't share our products well, and we can't share them to the potential that they have to reach these customers. And it sneaks up on us. Even now, feeling like it's October in a couple of days, I'm like, whoa, it can feel very easily like you are behind. But just know that having some kind of structure and plan, whether it's I'm going to post once a week for the holiday season to promote gifting and new products, or once a day, then as long as you have some kind of consistency in it, you'll have such a successful holiday season.
For us,
great.
because we have
to,
we have to hand make so much. I literally start planning in August.
Wow.
So I backstock holiday, colors and styles, and along with the fall things. And it allows us to have this time to slowly introduce these collections, although they've been sitting on a back table for months. So that's the main way we plan for holiday season. Carlene, my partner, is a school teacher. She teaches first grade. So, basically Monday through Friday, she's in the classroom. It's not a whole lot she can do. When we first started out, she was doing 30 days a month. She never had any downtime. But now we've gotten in a better place. I try not to let her have to do much weekend work because she's been teaching all week. And, of course, the summertime she's out, so she can really, really do it full time. But so we have to plan ahead. It's just the best way for us to do it. So we have things. Now, my husband, Dale, is very good behind the scenes. He does all of our ordering, all our supplies, he keeps us organized. He's a retired Navy person, so that's kind of in his blood and spirit. But without him planning ahead for all of our activities, he is really good at that. And as the actual maker, which I do majority of the making, I just set my time. I set a schedule. I said, okay, everything red this week, everything, deep oranges, greens. And we still do the Charleston City Market, which is huge for us. So in addition to the website, which has been very successful, we have to be prepared for the market changes as well. So when the season starts to change at the city market, we have to kind of go with the flow for that. But yeah, it takes some planning. It really does take some planning. And we just got a whiteboard and we just write it all down. We put the months and when something is due. And in addition to wholesaling to Mimi, we have, wholesale customers all over the country. So they're in for their boutiques and stores. They're ready for their holiday stuff to be early. So we have to plan on them as well. People always ask me what I do for fun. I'm like, I work. That is fun. It's fun to work and have financial security. That's
when you do what you love, right? Is it really work?
So I look forward to January when I can go on vacation and do some of those things. But otherwise, I start planning for Christmas definitely in August, just mostly because I got wholesale customers that are going to need their things well before Christmas. Wholesale orders for holidays are going out now for us. So we got to be able to do that and do it well. I think that's part of our success is the fact that we work really hard to do things well. Get your things to you on time in the order that it should be and that kind of thing. That's, I think that's, if you're listening and you're a business person, do the very best you can. Be timely, be punctual, be all those things because they're going to make the difference. Those are the things that are going to make the difference.
Yeah, that's so true. Customer service is key. And while we all cannot be Amazon and do next day, and I think everyone has to be understanding that not every business has all of the structure in place to be that, at least the customer service, right? The hey, this actually is going to be a week late. We apologize for the inconvenience, but the customer service is key. And what I've heard to you for holidays is planning, obviously in the summertime, it sounds like planning for the holidays in the summertime and quality photography, if not professional. You both have said it there, there's things that you don't do well. And so it's bringing in that person, right, that does do those things well to support your business. And I think that's amazing. And it sounds like the both of you really are taking advantage in working and supporting other women-owned businesses, which is amazing. So let's talk about kind of how specifically, so we've talked about that content and the planning. So how do you incorporate heritage into that holiday content that you've planned for and that you're shooting?
This year, we're excited to incorporate more heritage because we are finally in a space where we can think creatively again about our content that we're shooting. It's not just outputting product after product after product, but we can get back to telling this beautiful story of our brand. And I know that we'll be incorporating my mom in some of the images. We always have a cute holiday Christmas tree setup that
Yes.
goes up in October, and
Right.
it may or may not stay up until January, but it goes up in October for our photo shoot, and it brings us so much joy where we get to decorate the tree. We get to bring in these traditions from my childhood and also create new ones, which I always encourage because we're always transitioning through life, whether it's in business or personal, and we get to create these new traditions that we can now pass along in our line of heritage or to our friends or customers or whoever it may be that will take it in.
Well, we definitely try to use more of an ethnic pattern in a lot of our year round, but during the holidays, we always have a very we look at the different flags of Africa and clothing. And I mean, we can pull our designs from just about anywhere, but I will, look through all the flags. I'll look through just imagery, other makers in other countries, just to make sure that I at least offer 2 or 3 options. We currently have a Mamba collection that's very colorful. It just screams ethnicity. So we always try to have that feeling in some of our collections that people will go online and see, or see at the market, or the kente cloth. We'll have our own version of that in earrings. It's just important to us to be able to give you a feeling. Most people know when they have that feeling of ethnicity, and they are some of our best sold products ever. People really gravitate to that. A lot of my home, I have a lot of that style of artwork. So therefore, I can just look around and get inspiration from that. But yeah, we definitely try to incorporate lots of African-based prints in our jewelry.
It's amazing. That's incredible. I think these are so many really great ideas and inspiration and powerful, really, that you can incorporate. That's okay. Someone's so excited. They're calling you to buy now.
Listen, only I would not forget to turn my ringer off. That's just who I am.
Well, so why don't I ask you this? So tell me, what is your one favorite social tool? I know for Cassandra, it's not Reels, but if you have one favorite tool within the social platforms that you really love and that you find really useful to you when highlighting your products, your brand, especially during the holidays, Mimi, what one tool or even a platform or specific thing that you love, whether it's videos or a specific type of photo?
Yeah. I love Instagram and Facebook Lives. Like, I'm probably one in a very slim picking of people that will say that, but it has been a part of our business over the last year and a half that we've really been able to lean in and connect with our customers and meet new customers there. And it is so cool. We do Instagram Lives almost every Sunday at 1 p.m. And to see these people show up every week who love our products, who are buying our products, or who just chime in to say, hey, I see you. I appreciate what y'all are doing. It means the world to us because we put so much planning and so much effort into those because we see the return coming back to us. And now I also love beautiful imagery because your photographer gets it and you just get to run with it. You get to post it, you get to share it, use it on your email newsletters, all of these things. And so my 2 favorites are definitely lives and then just sharing beautiful static imagery.
Static imagery. Let's bring it back, everyone.
For me, it's about basically the imagery. I love to see my earrings, shown on Pinterest, on Instagram. I will post them to Facebook. But I'm not a Facebook Live kind of person. I love when Mimi invites me to these things because, as she tells me, it's helping me move out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So, and I love that she knows that about me as well. So it definitely helps to have a friend like Mimi who's going to keep pushing me further into the social media world. So, and the more I do it, the more comfortable I get with it. But I love just the imagery. Not just, but when Mimi posts, and I love, 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 love just watching her style of interacting with, with customers, basically, because everybody's a potential customer. And I'm always like, I gotta do more of that, or I gotta show myself working, making the jewelry. So I've set some goals for next year, to be more interactive. I know I'm trying. I got a little list. I want to do more behind the scenes of me making the jewelry and that type of thing. And but I'm working toward it. So, but I love just seeing the pictures. I love opening up Pinterest, and I'm just searching see what other clay jewelry artists are doing, and there's my jewelry, and I'm like, oh, look at
You
it!
did that.
I made that.
Yes.
So yeah, and it's fun. We have had a little, what I call commercial success, seeing the jewelry on television or in ads or on shows. And that too is helping me be more comfortable with the social part of it. When you turn on the television for a certain episode and you know that your jewelry is going to be on the episode, it's very exciting. It is. And for the first, 40 years of making jewelry, that was not a situation for me to experience. My mother jewelry never, even though it's better than what I make, it never reached that height. So it's good for me to be able to show her the jewelry in print or on television, or like we're in an upcoming Netflix thing. It's good for me to show that. I get more pleasure out of pulling it up on my screen and letting her see the jewelry, or seeing it in a magazine or whatever, because it just makes her heart so happy, because she just, I think what she did was 10 times better than what me and Carlene do, but she never got that, level of recognition for it. So it just feels good that she gets to see it and experience some of that.
And so powerful that it's, passed down through the generations, and really that's something that you get to experience together. And you said something, Cassandra, being more social. I think sometimes we forget that social media is about being social and connecting. It's not just about posting a pretty picture, but it's about connecting with those that are seeing that picture. So when someone makes a comment or DMs you and asks you a question, it's really about that connection with them, whether they become a client, a customer, whether it's one time or multiple times or not, but it's really about making that connection with them. Something about your work stopped them in their tracks to comment or to like. And so it's so powerful that we really are continuing to use social media to connect with one another. It's so special.
Yes.
So we've kind of talked about your tips for really planning for the holidays and how you're highlighting heritage, whether it is obviously just through your brand, through your product, through social. Let's talk about what it really means for you to, as business owners and as women business owners and as Black-owned business owners, what does it mean to shop small business, to shop Black-owned business? Mimi, what does that mean for you?
It means everything. That's my statement on it. It means everything, because it is so important that we get to hold this space, create these businesses, give parts of ourselves to this world to be consumed, and to be able to uplift other Black women, other women in business, and share that. And we have to be yelling it from the rooftops to everyone to hear, to make a conscious decision to shop Black owned, to shop Black women owned businesses, to shop from these people. Because if we don't, they're not going to be supported. They can't sustain this without the support of people who care. And I can stand on my soapbox about that all day long, but I truly can say that I sit here and live that. Like, of course, I still order some things from Amazon. I buy some things from Target, but we also can make these conscious decisions every single day to
Yeah.
shop Black owned and to shop women owned businesses.
I agree, Mimi. Oh my goodness. I can tell the difference in over the last, 40 years plus of the change in consciousness to shop Black, and especially over the last 3 to 4 years. Mimi probably can attest to this. We have been in the Charleston City market for over 20 years, and we can definitely see the change in customers who will go out of their way to buy something. And they will even say to us, I am trying to be conscious about supporting Black owned businesses. I never thought about it in the past, but I've been awakened to the fact that, we should be doing more of this, that the disadvantage has been there in the past of not supporting Black owned businesses, or definitely Black women owned businesses. So I don't take that for granted. So that is why I try to highlight other Black owned businesses. I try to go out of my way to make conscious decisions. We have an organization in Charleston, Black Charleston, that Mimi is, very familiar with. We both are members. And just being able to go to their directory and say, okay, I need a plumber, but I want to support a Black plumber. Carlene just had her whole air conditioning system repaired. And we were like, okay, wait a minute, let's go to the directory and find a Black owned heating and air, company. And what most people will find out is, no matter what community you live in, what state, what city, you can find a Black person doing that who just have not been able to make traction and get the business that they so deserve. So it is very important for us as business people, Black women, and just to say, listen, I heard so-and-so just opened up such and such. She's a great girl, she makes wonderful blah, blah, blah. Or her husband has a plumbing service. I'll give you their number. We have to be as conscious as consumers, as business owners, to pass on other businesses in the same, type of way. In the 80s, when I was leaving college, it was all about networking. Went to these cocktail parties to network. That was the term everybody used. But today is more nuanced. It's just literally just saying to somebody next to you, oh, you're looking for a dentist? You should, if you hadn't found one, this is a great guy right here. Or this young lady here just graduated from MUSC School of Dentistry. It's just being able to just consciously pass on and support different Black owned businesses. It's a really powerful thing for everybody. And you do feel a certain level of, that felt good.
Yes.
Tell Dr. Johnson I sent you.
And I think it's also so important, if you're still sitting here watching, or you have someone in your life that is not taking that seriously, shopping Black owned and shopping from Black women creates more access for more Black women to be able to start businesses, have the resources that they need, see the opportunities. And so it is so much more than just giving us your money. It's creating an impact that's going to change generations to come.
Truly. I mean, it takes one single drop in the bucket, right, on the way towards generational wealth, which is so important and powerful. It just takes, that one conscious effort to support, whether, right, you're shopping, whether it's hiring a plumber, or your photographer or
Yeah.
the person that designs your logo, whether it's within your business or your personal life. So personally, professionally, it's so powerful. And as the three of us are all, Black women-owned businesses, it's really it's so encouraging. And so we hope that all of you today that are watching, we hope that you've been inspired by Mimi and Cassandra and everything that they have done in their businesses. We hope that you've received some tips and ideas. If you are business owners, we hope that you're inspired to shop small business, to shop Black owned business, to shop women owned businesses. If you're in the Charleston area, please stop by the Tiny Tassel. You will not regret it. So why don't we close this out with Mimi? How can everyone find you? Tell us where you are on social, where you are specifically IRL in real life.
So you can support and follow online at the Tiny Tassel across all of our platforms. And you can visit our flagship store at 46 Spring Street in downtown Charleston. We're open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 5. And we can't wait to see y'all there.
Yes. And Cassandra, where can we find you?
We have a wonderful online shop at shopbrdesignco.com. We're also at the Charleston City Market. We have a booth there for the last 20 years, and that's at 73 Market Street. And we have listed on our website the days that we're there. We also have a mobile truck, which we are very proud of, that we set up all over the Southeast. We travel with it. So we have listings where we will be with the truck. We have an upcoming event in Bluffton, which will be next Saturday after next, October the 8th, where we'll be selling at Palmetto Bluff. We have a partnership with them. So our mobile truck is all out and about all the time. Also, you can email me. We do customs. We're very accommodating. But you can reach us. The best place is to email us, go to the website, go to our Instagram, which is BR_design_CO. But we literally are everywhere, if that makes sense. Because we make our jewelry and it has to be fired, we have resisted having an actual storefront. Just because we have a studio here at home and it's easier to work that way, but we get out and about all over. That truck has just been the best. It was a dream before the pandemic, and we manifested it right after the pandemic, and it has just been an awesome little experience to come into the truck and shop. And there are lots of images.
The power of manifestation. That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank everyone that has stuck with us for almost this hour now. Thank you. We've gotten so many amazing comments. For those that you've asked, if you've missed a part of the live, this will live on Black Southern Belle's Facebook page. So by all means, you can rewatch this, or if you watch the whole time, but you need to go back and you're like, oh, what was that one tip that Mimi and Cassandra shared? You can get all of those. We want to thank all of you for coming today. And Mimi, Cassandra, thank you so much for speaking your truth and providing your wisdom and your inspiration and the powerful joy that each of you are, and for sharing that with us. We're so excited to have you. We really, truly thank you all for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Well, have a lovely fall day. Take care. And thanks again for joining BSB Live, the holiday edition.